Your garage is a disaster zone. Tools everywhere. You can't find a wrench when you need one. And your car hasn't parked inside in 3 years because there's no room. Today I'm going to show you how I turn one blank garage wall into a fully organized storage system that holds every tool I own, and it cost me less than $150. No fancy contractor. No power drill skills required. Just a Saturday afternoon and a plan. Before we get into it, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell, because I'm building out this entire garage over the next few videos, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Also, stick around to the end because I'm going to show you the one mistake almost everyone makes when installing Pegboard that ruins the whole project, and how to avoid it. Why Pegboard still wins in 2026. With all the new modular wall panel systems flooding the market this year, you'd think Pegboard is outdated. It's not. Pegboard is still the cheapest, most flexible, most beginner-friendly way to organize a garage wall in 2026. You can rearrange it in seconds. It fits any tool shape, and unlike those pricier slat wall systems, it won't eat half your budget before you've even bought a single hook. What you'll need, here's exactly what went into my under $150 build. One 4x8 sheet of standard pegboard, around $20. A bundle of furring strips or 1x2 boards to space the board off the wall, about $15. A pegboard hook assortment kit, anywhere from $20 to $35, depending on how many pieces you get. Screws and wall anchors, roughly $10. And if you want paint to match your garage, add another $15 to $20. That's the whole list. No specialty tools, no rental equipment. Step 1, plan your layout. Before you touch a drill, stand in your garage and actually look at your tools. Group them by category. Yard tools together, hand tools together, power tool accessories together. This sounds obvious, but it's a step everyone skips, and it's why so many pegboard walls end up messy again within a month. Take a photo of your tools laid out on the floor before you mount anything, so you can plan hook spacing without guessing. Step 2, find your studs. This is the step that separates a pegboard wall that lasts for years from one that rips out of the drywall the first time you hang a heavy hammer drill on it. Use a stud finder to mark every stud across your wall, and mark them at the top and bottom, so you can see the line clearly once the board is up. If your garage has exposed studs already, even better, you get to skip some of the guesswork entirely. Step 3, add your spacers. Pegboard needs space behind it for the hooks to slide in and hold properly. This is where those furring strips come in. Cut them to match your stud locations and screw them directly into the studs vertically, so you create a gap about an inch between the wall and where your pegboard will sit. Skip this step, and your hooks simply won't work. They'll pop right back out every time you touch them. Step 4, mount the pegboard. With your spacers up, lift the pegboard into place. And this is a 2-person job unless you got a couple clamps to hold it steady while you work. Screw through the pegboard into the furring strips at every stud location, working from the center outward so the board doesn't warp or bow. Use washers under your screw heads. If your holes are close to the pegboard perforations, it keeps the screw from just punching through. Step 5, paint if you want it. This step is optional, but it's the difference between a garage wall that looks like a project and one that looks like a finished space. A coat of paint that matches your garage or contrasts with your tools makes everything easier to see and just feels more intentional. Let it dry fully before moving the hooks. Rushing this step is the second most common mistake people make. Step 6, install your hooks and organize. Now the fun part. Go back to that photo you took in step 1 and start placing hooks based on your tool groupings. Heavier items like hammers and drills go near stud locations for extra support. Lighter items can go anywhere. Leave gaps between groups so you have room to grow, because trust me, you'll keep adding tools. The mistake that ruins most pegboard walls. I promised you this earlier, so here it is. The single biggest mistake is skipping the spacer step or using spacers that are too thin. People get impatient, screw the pegboard flat against the wall, and then wonder why their hooks won't stay put. If you take nothing else from this video, take this. Give your pegboard room to breathe behind it, and it will work exactly like it's supposed to for years. Final walkthrough. Take a look at the finished wall. Every tool has a spot. Everything is visible at a glance. And I still have almost $20 left in my budget for extra hooks down the line. This isn't a fancy garage renovation. It's a smart, affordable system that actually works, and you can build the exact same thing this weekend. If this helped you picture what your own garage could look like, drop a comment and tell me what you're planning to store on yours. Subscribe if you want to follow along as I keep transforming this garage room by room, and I'll see you in the next one.